The story of these small children has gained big talk here in Columbus. It is official this evening. Michael Jason Registe has been captured. In an attempt to get away from the gunman, investigators say Mitchell drove his car in reverse across the street. Now let me put things in perspective for you. I'm about 5'9" tall and the water is hitting right here at my knees. Police say Farley put up a fight and tried to get away, but in a matter of seconds he was apprehended and taken to jail. Laredo is armed and dangerous. Police say if you have any information on his whereabouts, or it's certainly the talk of the town here in Auburn and on the campus of Auburn University. This resignation of Tommy Tuberville came with mixed emotion. It may cost drivers who are caught some big bucks. Now, the first offense will cost drivers $50. The second offense is going to double to $100. The third offense may be up to $200 and maybe even more fines.
All right, you're watching Newsletter 9 at 6.
This small device can cause big problems. One photo can be sent to hundreds of people in the matter of seconds. Snow is still piling up here in Harris County and it is still Williams says most recently the bandits came right through the front door. He says somehow the thieves moved the cameras so they couldn't be seen. I'm Chauncy Glover, WTVM News Leader 9 at 11. Kimberly Dawkins says Thursday night was the scariest night of her life.
I heard a boom, and so I turned my TV off. I heard the door being kicked in, and I heard people running through here. It was like several stomps and people talking and all, and I ran into the bathroom right here.
Dawkins says she ran to the bathroom and hid while the thieves ransacked her house, taking whatever they wanted.
I was so scared, I did not know what in the world to do, and so I closed the door, and I heard one of the dudes say, "Go be a lookout, somebody go look out, look out."
It was minutes later when one of the men found Dawkins hiding.
I was holding the door as tight as I could, and I was trembling. Opened the door back up, and he had a shotgun, and he pointed it at me, and he asked me for some money, and he asked me for the key. And I wasn't giving him any kind of eye contact because I didn't want him to think that I was trying to identify him, which would give him even more reason to want to shoot me.
Dawkins says she saw her life flash before her eyes, and she begged the gunman not to kill her.
He pointed the gun like this, and then I fell back out of being scared. I fell back and went down like this. And I put my head down. So I told him to get whatever it is that he's going to get and just leave. Please, I won't say nothing. I won't do nothing. And that's when I heard the guy say, "Let her go. Don't do nothing to her." And they left.
The key the gunman was asking for was to the big screen TV mounted on the wall. They took it anyway, but left Dawkins alone. Tonight, she tells us nothing is more valuable than her life.
I just kept praying, just praying. Lord, my shepherd, Lord, my shepherd.
It just wasn't supposed to happen, not to them. They were precious. They were each other's survivors.
The dynamic duo, family members called them Zena and Sky Gates, were inseparable, they say. But Monday night, the two were separated forever. On their way back from dance practice, their SUV collided with a truck. Zena was sent to the Columbus Medical Center, and her daughter, Sky, was sent to Scottish Rite in Atlanta. Families say the two were in critical condition up until Tuesday morning. Both of them died just hours apart.
My vision of it is playing in the car and then peace.
Zena was a hairdresser in Smith Station, Alabama. Friends say she was snazzy and had lots of style. Little Sky wanted to be the next Hannah Montana.
And she would dance for us, and her front porch was her stage, and she would get her microphone and sit out there with her Hannah Montanas and perform shows for us and the whole entire family.
Henderson says she had a hair appointment with her best friend on Wednesday, but now she says Zena and Sky's appointment with God was much more important.
And every year on Thanksgiving when my mama does her, prayer, it's going to be hard.
They brought a lot of life to this family and have been the strength behind this family staying together. I think they're at peace because they're together.
It's a shock to me. It's a shock to me. And I'll be more careful myself.
That's what Annie Scott of Columbus had to say when I showed up on her doorstep. I told her WTVM got her address from a prescription bottle we found in an unlocked trash bin outside her pharmacy. She says she expects her pharmacy to handle her personal information in a better way.
The names should be taken off the bottles, and the paper should be all, your name, number one, should be taken off. If people get your Social Security number, that's all they need. And because I sit and get my medicine all the time, a lot of times they don't ask for ID.
Here's what the law actually requires. The federal HIPAA Act requires most pharmacies, hospitals, and other healthcare providers to have a policy that is in place and followed by their employees to help keep your health information secure. Sometimes an address, a name, or even just a telephone number is all a criminal needs to commit a crime. And sometimes all of that information can be found right here in the trash. News Leader 9 visited 9 drugstores on both sides of the river to see who was following their company's own pharmacy disposal guidelines and keeping their patients' information private. I put on a baseball cap and my dirtiest jeans and began digging through dumpsters to see what I would find. 3 dumpsters later, I found several pieces of personal information on customers. Information that had been tossed into the dumpster, accessible to me and anyone else who comes to this dumpster. In a telephone conversation with WTVM, Eckerd's Rite Aid spokesperson Jody Cook explains the company does have a policy that states whether it's an empty pill bottle or an out to lunch sign, nothing from the pharmacy should ever reach the dumpsters where the store's general trash is disposed, and the employees should know that.
All of our pharmacy trash or anything that's being disposed of in the pharmacy area is supposed to be put in a blue bag and held in the back room where it can be picked up and destroyed at our warehouse.
But that's not what we found at this Eckerd's on Winton Road in Columbus. We found several pieces of customers' private information. We even found a prescription for Viagra. So we confronted the pharmacist.
Is this supposed to happen? I mean, your customers' personal information, is it supposed to make it to the dumpsters?
We have no comment right now, and I can refer you to our supervisors.
Our next stop, the Eckerd's on Double Churches Road. We found prescription labels and a customer login sheet. They referred us back to their corporate office. Customers are disturbed with what we found.
I would want it to be appropriately disposed of and not where people that shouldn't have the information to get it.
Precautions should be taken to take care of those kinds of things, and that kind of thing is available today. You need buy shredders or have your material shredded, and there'd be no reason for private material like that to be dumped into a dumpster.
Now, only 2 out of the 4 Eckerd stores here in the valley were not in compliance with their company's policy. We found 5 drugstores in Phoenix City and Columbus, like this Walgreens on Highway 280 and this Eckerd's off Macon Road, that all had their dumpsters closed off and locked up with no trespassing signs posted on the doors.
I'm glad that you found it. I'm glad that you came, to inform me what's going on.
Now, because of our investigation, Eckerd's Rite Aid corporate office plans to make a special visit to Columbus next week to retrain all of its employees on the correct disposable methods. As for Annie Scott and other customers, they say they'll be changing pharmacy. Well, that's at least until theirs gets it together. I'm Chauncy Glover, WTVM News Leader 9. Whether shopping for the body or for the foot, shoppers at the Peachtree Mall say they're waiting to take advantage of the tax-free holiday weekend, saying with the economy being low and prices high, they have to pinch every penny and save every dollar.
Tax-free weekend and just school starting back up, you got to get a few things for school,
I always wait till the tax-free holiday to get his school supplies.
And while customers say they'll be getting a few dollars shaved off their totals, it's no secret these days you can't spend too much. After all, money doesn't grow on trees.
You're right, it doesn't grow on trees, unfortunately. Yeah, I think it will help the parents, the school parents out.
I mean, it's either that, going out to eat, just other things, and you have to cut sometimes.
Or like some who stretch their stimulus checks until this weekend to save just a few more dollars.